Let's start by clearing something up. Most people want to raise their credit score quickly, but they're also confused about why their score even moves in the first place. So, they end up doing things that feel productive, checking their score every day, opening random cards, stressing over tiny changes, without actually fixing the root of the problem. And that's not because credit is complicated, it's because it's poorly explained. So, in this video, we're going to slow this down and do it properly. I'm going to show you what actually moves your credit score, why it moves it, and how you can improve it in a practical way, whether your score is low, average, or just stuck. This is not about tricks. This is about understanding the system and working with it instead of fighting it. Before we get into it, if you find this kind of content helpful, take a second to like the video and subscribe. This channel is all about personal finance and financial freedom, teaching money systems that actually work in real life without the hype or confusion. If that sounds like something you want more of, hit the subscribe button. All right, let's start with the foundation. Your credit score is not a reflection of your worth, your intelligence, or how hard you work. It's simply a risk score. That's it. Lenders use it to estimate how likely you are to repay borrowed money on time based on your past behavior. Nothing more, nothing less. Once you understand that, the entire credit system becomes much less emotional and much more predictable. Now, let's talk about what actually makes up your credit score. There are 5 main factors, but 2 of them matter far more than the rest, especially if your goal is to raise your score quickly. The first and most important factor is payment history. This is exactly what it sounds like. Do you pay your bills on time? Late payments damage your credit more than almost anything else. And the more recent the late payment, the more it hurts. One missed payment can stay on your report for years, but its impact fades over time if your behavior improves. This is why consistency matters so much. If you struggle with remembering due dates, this is not a discipline problem, it's a systems problem. Set up automatic payments for at least the minimum amount due on every account. This alone prevents future damage and gives your score room to recover. Even if you plan to pay manually, automation is your safety net. Now let's move on to the factor that has the biggest short-term impact on your score: credit utilization. This is how much of your available credit you're using at any given time. If you have a credit card with a $2,000 limit and a $1,200 balance, your utilization on that card is 60%. That's considered high. Credit scoring models prefer to see utilization below 30% and ideally below 10%. Here's why this matters. High utilization signals risk. It suggests that you might be relying heavily on credit to get by. Low utilization signals control. What most people don't realize is that utilization is calculated both per card and across all cards combined. So if one card is maxed out but the others are low, your score can still suffer. This is why paying down balances is often the fastest way to improve your credit score. Even partial payments can help if they move you below key thresholds. Another strategy is increasing your credit limits. If your balances stay the same but your limits increase, your utilization ratio improves. However, this only works if you don't increase spending along with the limit. A higher limit is a tool, not permission. Now let's clear up one of the biggest credit myths. Carrying a balance does not help your credit score. You do not earn bonus points for paying interest. What helps your score is using credit responsibly and paying it off on time. In fact, carrying balances usually hurts your score because it increases utilization and costs you money. You can build excellent credit while paying your cards off in full every month. Now let's talk about credit age. This measures how long you've been using credit, including the age of your oldest account and the average age of all your accounts. Older accounts are generally better because they show a longer track record. This is why closing old accounts can sometimes lower your score, even if you've paid them off. If an old account has no annual fee and doesn't tempt you to overspend, keeping it open can help your credit over time. That said, Credit age is a slow factor. You can't speed it up. It matters more for long-term growth than quick improvement. Next is credit mix. This looks at the types of credit you have: credit cards, installment loans, auto loans, student loans, and so on. Having a mix can help slightly, but this is a smaller factor. Now, let's talk about inquiries and new credit. Every time you apply for credit, a hard inquiry appears on your report. Too many inquiries in a short time can lower your score temporarily. Hard credit inquiries, sometimes called hard pulls or hard credit checks, take place when you request a new line of credit or begin the process of taking on a major financial commitment. If you apply for a credit card, for example, the card issuer will pull your credit file, and you'll see a hard inquiry on your credit reports. You must give permission for a company to perform a hard pull on your credit, so these inquiries shouldn't take you by surprise. Opening multiple new accounts can also reduce your average credit age. This doesn't mean you should avoid credit forever. It means timing matters. If you're actively rebuilding your credit, be selective about applications. Now let's shift from understanding to execution. If your goal is to raise your credit score as efficiently as possible, here's a practical order of operations. First, bring all accounts current. If anything is past due, make it current as soon as possible. Continuing delinquency causes more damage than past mistakes. Second, focus on lowering utilization. This is where most of your energy should go. Target individual cards, not just overall balances. Third, automate payments. Fourth, avoid unnecessary new credit. Fifth, keep older accounts open when reasonable. Now, let's talk about negative marks: collections, charge-offs, and late payments. If you have negative items, your credit score can still improve. Negative information matters less over time, especially if your recent behavior is strong. If you have collections, you can attempt to negotiate pay-for-delete agreements. A pay-for-delete agreement is a written agreement to remove a negative entry from your credit report in exchange for payment. The primary goal is to improve your credit score by eliminating a negative mark that might otherwise lower it for up to 7 years. These don't always work, but they're worth exploring. Also, review your credit reports carefully. Errors are common. Incorrect balances, outdated information, or accounts that don't belong to you can be disputed. Removing inaccurate information can result in real score increases. Now let's talk about expectations. Credit improvement is not instant, but it is predictable. Lowering utilization can improve your score within 1 or 2 billing cycles. Payment history improvements take longer. The key is consistency. Here's the mindset that helps the most. Stop trying to outsmart the credit system and start aligning with it. Use credit lightly, pay on time, keep balances low, and be patient. Credit scores reward boring, responsible behavior, and that's a good thing. Here's the big takeaway. If you want to raise your credit score quickly, focus on the things that matter most: payment history and credit utilization. Everything else supports those two. Fix the basics, stay consistent, and give the system time to respond. If this video helped clarify how credit actually works, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more content on personal finance and financial freedom. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.